And we'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along, and we'll all hang out in kind. Howdy, folks. It's Johan, your favorite little ink blob, back at it today with some more. Apparently 7B. How's it going, everyone? Woohoo! Welcome back to the hardest B-side. Thank you. And yeah, it's not sad that Tim raided someone else. That's good. We already know each other. It's fun to raid people that you know, but also that means that some new person gets to be introduced, or even if it's someone that they've already done, it's variety. We like that. Where did I hide Mastro Pietro? I don't know. Where did I hide them? Yeah, no worries. I think it is good for a variety of raids. No, I was finishing up the lore, which is now live in the channel. Hey, welcome in, Tim. We're live a minute after the raid. Haha. My grand plan, peeking in, making sure that you can't just have an easy raid. You're unhappy and need more time to go for a walk with Johan. Johan walk would be fun. Keep the pot in your pocket. Went for a mindful walk? Nice. Considering that you, I'm glad that you had success, but were, feeling stressed earlier. Seems good. Going good? Yay! Fantastic. This will be a slightly shorter stream, since I'm getting a late start. But we'll see what we can do. We'll probably be like hour and a half of Celeste, hour and a half of Rainworld, somewhere in there. Found something weird about Clockwise. I was seeing that there was some new discussion there. I did not fully track everything going on though. I did see that you tried adjusting the colors a bit, which seems wise, considering how a lot of the retrograde inverse puzzles have been. Ah, not quite there. So, boop. Ooh. What's the max range with telekinesis? Don't know. I mean, that's the beauty of things that you exercise, right? It can change over time. And I haven't really had to push myself, or at least that you know of so far. We're still learning to trust each other. If you could perform some amazing feat of strength, would you immediately be letting your host know that if you were apparently crashing their party? Never said I could technically move whole planets. We don't know. Boop. I can't tell if what I found is real or artifact, but I think it's important. Okay. Looks too structured to be just noise. Turns out that it's actually, oh, well, there... I was going to joke. I can't even remember what it's called, which makes it harder, but there's a particular type of, like, noise encoding, like, actual auditory noise, so that, I forget exactly how it does it, but I believe it's basically it's using, frequency and pitch. Similar to, a little bit similar to how phones used to work, where, you know, you could, like, do phone freaking by, basically replaying the phone noises for dialing. Okay. That was not the most elegant, but it worked. And then you can use that to, like, create an image. I know that I've made at least one puzzle that involved that, but that would require too much. I was trying to make a quick pithy joke and it got away from me. Wanted to re-read Shimeji Simulation, but apparently your brain intercepted that as you were watching Girls Last Tour again, reading its manga again, and then reading Shimeji Simulation again. I'm thinking a lot about Ishii. Airplane Lady? Yes, I do remember Airplane Lady. I could fly? Well, if you've ever played the game Trine, you would know that you can't use telekinesis on things that you're currently on. But yeah, no. I can at least levitate a little bit. It's kind of how I get around. No! That was so close! No! You know who couldn't fly? Wow. Be nice to Ishii. She did fly. She was, in fact, the last aviator, or at least presumably the last aviator. She did fly, just not for very long. Can I get you guys to fly? Good question. Depends on how strong my telekinesis is. You might just find out. Perhaps. Johan is playing a thing. I know, right, Corker? Isn't that, like, weird? Normally I just talk about things. Boop. Woohoo! Falling to the lowest level, railgun reference nowhere. Well, okay. Something that I do love, is, like, the Celeste City. I don't know if we've actually got, like, a name for it. Whoa! No! No, neutral jump! Why didn't I neutral jump? It gives me some Girls Last Tour vibes and like the structure of the city, which is awesome. Yep, no, I realized about 3 seconds too late. I should put that in the channel name or something? Oh, that's right. Ooh, okay. Johan plays... Ah, it says it's already taken. Weird. No, wait, that's Rain World? Rain World also has those vibes. Boop. That's, I think, just sort of any big, overly complicated city that feels abandoned gives me Girls Last Tour vibes. It's funny, what I've actually been doing, is, instead of reading, Shimeji Simulation, I've been rereading the Walking Dead comics. Because, apparently, those are very nostalgic for me, which is funny because I only actually read the comics, like, a year ago for the first time. Sometimes you dial in so hard you forget mechanics. Yep. Well, I was trying really hard to just climb safely, but wait, everything is Girls Last Tour? Always has been. Yep. Always happens all the time to me as well. Yep. Only chapter 1 was called Forsaken City or something. Weird. That would be funky. Oh no. Boop. Boop. Ah. Bump. Bump. There we go. I'm fairly happy. I finally finished a canticle for Leibowitz on one of my recent commutes. Actually, like, listening to audiobooks, which almost never works for me, has been going great. Started in 1984 because that's one of the ones that, you know, you hear a lot about, but I've never actually read somehow. Have you seen the Brain Rot Christmas songs? You're so concerned? I have not. Is this, like, modern day's response to Bob Rivers' Twisted Tunes? Is this just like, haha, what if we made funny joke songs, but instead of having, like, actual attempts at semi-clever humor, just, let's say a lot of the funny things? Okay. Okay. That hurts me, but that is at least more effort than I was expecting. That's painful, but they even actually, like, came up with a pun title. That's not even the worst one? Oh dear. Please spare yourself from the Brain Rot Christmas songs, it's not worth it. I don't think I'll be listening to them. I mean, I have a hard enough time actually, like, getting into any amount of, Christmas holiday spirit. And so I need to remember, I need to burn a little candle outside my window tonight. That always helps me feel better. Brain rot everything is not worth it. Fair, fair. Well, it's not worth it, but you're infected, and thus are compelled to spread it further. Boop. I understand. Whoa. Now, if people want to know, my absolute favorite holiday song is The Seasons Upon Us by the Dropkick Murphys. Oh, god damn. Keep going just a little too early. It's just, it's a lovely little song, and I feel like as one gets older and loses some of the childhood joy of the holiday season, it gets even better. What? Come on. Come on, Johan. You understand this room. We should be able to do it. Unless you do that. Oh. Boop. Spring off. Don't dash there. There is no reason to dash there. Yes, brain rot banished to the garbage wastes. They get to deal with the weird spindly things. You do radio announcing? I have the voice for it. Thank you, thank you. I do enjoy I've said this before. One of the things that I was really hoping to do, which I've not really gotten around to, because streaming ended up being a much bigger thing than I thought it was. But I was taking like this year, because I'm still trying to figure out what I do career-wise. I still don't know. I think it will probably be something in libraries, but we'll see. Because I mean, even then, like, it can be a route into like IT and whatnot. But I want to go experiment with some interesting things that can ostensibly be monetized. Streaming is one of those. I still find it hilarious that I can technically say, people have paid me to sit around, play games, and yap. But one of the things that I wanted to do and figured would also be good and synergistic is, hey, what if I did a little bit of voice acting, pick up a good mic? I've got really nice soundproofing stuff, but I don't actually have a mic. However, I have been looking into getting one, so we'll see. But I would love to do some, like, voice acting stuff. You can do the radio, you have the face for it! No. No need to apologize. That is perfect. Perfect. Love that. Professional yapper, technically speaking. Suffering with the secret DLC thing in Reupload? Oh, no. But your brother and sister, I have a date for the new year, and brother said, you need to take it easy, you're pregnant. I said, from what? Damn, child voice. Hey, daddy, what is 11 fanfic? I don't know. I don't actually read a whole lot of fanfiction. Sure, voice acting is going to be dead soon with a few more tweaks to AI TTS. Yeah, that's kind of why I burned out on it a little bit, because, like, the best way to get into it, from what I've been reading, and what I still may take a crack at, but best way to get into it is to go on to, like, oh god, I can't even remember the name, but basically Amazon's audiobook service, and post some samples, and go pick up some tiny books that people don't really care about and are just looking to do stuff, and get a royalty share agreement. So you are doing basically unpaid labor, but it gets you something in your portfolio. Yeah, most of that is probably going to get taken over by AI, which sucks. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, don't look it up. I mean, it's not like going to scar me, because even though I don't read a whole lot of fanfic, the friends that I have around me read plenty, and I am not unaware. I just have not come across that particular tag. It'll be a fun hobby, but not great career prospects. Oh no, and I'm not... When I'm saying, like, oh, I'm taking a year to do stuff that's ostensibly monetizable, that was kind of my thought process, is literally ostensibly monetizable. Not that I expected to actually make anything off of it. It was just a, hey, let's explore some of these things that are interesting and could be, like, a fun hobby that might, like, eventually pay for itself. One thing that I do really want to do, that I need to... I mean, obviously, we've had conversations, about copyright, and I'm not an idiot when it comes to copyright, but I am also very far from being, like, an expert on it. Something that I don't know a whole lot about is the copyright of newspapers. And something that I thought would be a very interesting commentary if I can figure out, because I assume that the copyright is probably held by the newspaper, but I don't know exactly how that works, with, like, death of the author and such, because the authors are different ones for different articles, right? So I don't know exactly how that works, but if I could figure out how to manage that well, what I think would be really fun is to host, like, just pick some small town that I can find newspaper archives for. Don't think newspapers copyright their content? I would suspect that a fair bit of it is. Because otherwise, like, paywalls and such would be a little difficult to manage. But I don't know. I have not looked into it too deeply, but I imagine that because it is writing that they are trying to monetize, there's probably some element of intellectual property to it. But I don't know. I need to look into it more, but I thought it could be an interesting, like, art project. And sort of like commentary on copyright, while also just being legitimately interesting to pick some small town newspaper that we've got archives for. Oh, darn it. And then basically go back to the bleeding edge of what is public domain for that, and then basically do a morning news segment reading out the, like, world news or local news from that paper on that day, however many years ago the copyright would have expired. And that's, again, like, there's a number of complications with that, potentially. But I really enjoy when I'm able to come across, I've come across places where people have stored, like, you know, old radio recordings that still have the ads in them. I love those. At one point I found, I can't find it again, but there was someone who had done a recording of the in-store, I guess it's not radio, but the in-store announcements for some department store during, like, the holiday season. And it was from, like, the 60s in the US. I was like, this is rad. This is super neat. Hearing the music that they were playing, it hasn't changed as much as you would think. And hearing just some of, like, the little advertisements, the announcements about, you know, what deals they've got, the occasional clean up on aisle 5 type stuff. It's just, I really enjoy the snippets out of the past like that, and I think that would be a very fun thing to, like, reproduce off of, like, public domain news. But I don't know. I need to look into the intellectual property of that and how I would host that and so on and so forth. But you reminded me. Brother, I'm not pregnant. Congrats? I mean, yeah, good for him. I believe it hasn't changed at all. There's still only 2 movie plots, and one of them is Chevy Chase. Yeah, no, that's... God, my mother is very into watching the Hallmark movies that come out, like, each holiday season. And it's really funny to me. She is someone who really likes to check things off of lists. She plays Pokemon Go because she wants to literally collect them all, and she has a checklist app for the new Hallmark holiday specials, which is really funny to me because she thinks they're bad, but she still wants to watch all of them. She from the Girls Last Tour? You. Come on. Oh, that's so relatable. I also like checking things off lists, but not enough to subject myself to those. You from? Gotta catch 'em all. But no, that's like literally it. She has never played one of the original Pokemon games. Pokemon Go is like her first introduction to Pokemon games. So I've played more than her, but I've never been that committed to collecting them all. You can just dash onto the left side of that block, right? Can we? Wait, so. Boop. We do this. So you're saying bang, bang. Like that? Oh god, we can. This is fair. Wow, yep, I was too locked in with my pathing and did not see ways to rescue myself. Bleh. Do that with shows. Once I start, I just can't stop. Well, if it gets good in Season 6, Copium. Okay, now, see, that is a little different for me. Because I will not intentionally start watching something just because, like, oh, this is something that I've gotta watch, right? I don't need to check it off that way. Once I have started watching a show, though, it can get really bad, and I will... There we go. Whew, finally. It can get really bad, and I will continue watching it, because I've started, I've committed. I have a very hard time... Woohoo! Oh, man. Oh, this is the final Chapter 1 room. Nice! So we gotta grab that. We gotta dash over, get onto its side, and do some funky stuff. We'll get there. But yeah, I hate giving up on shows, but I don't like to start them unless I think I will probably like them. But no, like, I think there's only been one book that I've ever, like, started reading and then intentionally put down. There are a number that, in recent years, I've, like, not been able to get myself to finish reading. Oh! Right, it doesn't just trigger from grabs. Every single chapter is capped off with a battling segment. Makes sense, just like actual Summit. Anyway, be right back. Alright. Boop. Okay. Oh, no! I needed more verticality. Genius-on does whatever a genius-on can. Boop. I was wondering if that would... Wait. Oh! To the wall! I think there was only one show I started watching recently that was so bad, and not in a so bad it's good way that I actually stopped watching. Also why I will not watch One Piece. Did you know that if the wall doesn't have anything on it, it's probably meant for you to grab? Yeah, but also... What? We do have 2 dashes, but I thought it takes 2 to get up to that wall, and then I don't see where the hell to go from there, but... Yes, we can try and figure it out. Oh, can we? No. I was like, oh, maybe we can... I was thinking we could maybe, grab onto the side and catapult, but no, that's not gonna work super effectively. Yeah, no, like, One Piece is one of those I have heard some very good things about, but I don't think I can commit to that many episodes. Dash up, then up left. Okay. Well, that's what I was originally thinking, but someone pointed out the bare wall, and I'm usually bad at remembering to actually look at those. No! Did you know you can never outrun your own reflection? I mean, that seems like a very Madeline tip. Boop. Okay, so that is a momentum one. I think. Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, oh, crap. This requires a lot of jumping, and again, my A key has been sticking more, which, like, that one was... Not to blame the hardware. I'm the one who bought it. It's served me fantastically. The A button did not return enough to press it again. Remember 7A Chapter 1 gem? I do not. That feels like an eternity ago. Do I have a funny for you? Uh-oh. No! Oh no. Do you? Boop. Okay. Oh, right, because... Okay. Here we go. Aw, not quite enough. Boop. Boop. Look, we're improving little by little. And we get the occasional Madeline pancake out of the bargain. Blah. Blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. Okay. This is fine. Nope. Needed more useful dashing. Could sleep, but I want to stay up. But I need to get ready for bed. But I also want to read. But I also need to get a drink for medicine. I also need to poop. This is why you're mine. Yep. The brain doing the zoomies right at the last minute. I'm still bad with that, but typically I just try and say, I have all of these things, and I can sit here thinking about them, or I can choose one. It may not be optimal, but doing a thing is better than nothing. Need a battle in your life? Yes, something to just choose. I have actually, at various times, literally flipped a coin to just choose something, get myself to go do a thing, and start working on that list. Because then once you're up and doing stuff, I find that it gets a lot easier to... crap. No, yeah, shoot. You know what I need to do for this? Oh, what are the controls? So... Oh, that's horrifying to have the controller still plugged in, but so... X is dash, C is jump. I'm going keyboard for this. This is going to take a bit. Oh, what's grab? Z, thank you, thank you. I have depression, still working on it. Yeah, no, that seems like a reasonable order. Then your anxiety. Oh, see. Oh no, right, but my arrow key. Oh no, my arrow keys are also not always the greatest. Oh no, okay. I'll do I think I just need to I think I need to just accept that the controller is bad, because there's a reason why I waited for a controller. Oh, and I can do occasional grabbing. Okay. Yes. But I can do occasional grabbing. I think part of it, I was trying too hard to go, whoa. But no, yeah. It's funny because, at least for me, Ollie, what I've found was I typically was able to defeat depression immobility by pitting it against my anxiety of, I need to do something. Very nice. Very classy. No! And by that, of course, I'm sure you mean, like, going to the store to grab a bite to eat. Wish your anxiety was helpful. Oh, it by and large wasn't helpful. It was just, you know, there was an old lady who swallowed a fly type deal. No, like in college, trying to get myself to go to a class. It was like, okay, if I don't do this, I must allow myself to panic so that I will actually go do the thing rather than just sit here. Oh, man. Anxiety is so stupid. Like, why am I panicking because I didn't read a certain book today? Ah, yeah, no, that's particularly rough. Yep, I'm gathering, but I need to be careful because the A button sticks and jams. So I need, and that's not a predictable thing, at least currently. There's not like a certain number of jumps that causes it to jam. So that's gonna be tricky. Lingo is great. Gathering, like Magic the Gathering? Yes. Yeah. No, I know that we need a lot of neutral wall jumps, but the controller isn't letting me do a whole bunch in sequence. You've been thinking about it? Nice. Well, blah. I'm sorry that I didn't, like, just unprompted send some stuff, but, again, hit me up and we can try and figure out how to get you streaming with what you've currently got, and take a crack at Lingo. Every jump you can neutral, you have to neutral. Whoa. You're so stubborn, too. I can believe that. You can keep saying that, Robert. It's not going to make it happen faster. Thank you, Steam, for the cloud error notification. Ugh. Yeah, no, because Jammer, like, literally, I could not make that last jump because my A button had not returned to a pressable position. Because this is a, dodgy rebuild of an Xbox 360 controller. Bashab. Remap controls? Maybe, but at that point I think I just moved to keyboard. Because, like, A button makes a lot of sense. And it's going to be very tricky to get my brain to not try and do that. There we... Oh, wait, hold up. There, it didn't fully do it, but I was able to get just enough movement for it to re-jump, so maybe I just need to be a lot more aggressive about pressing it, try and milk the last life out of this button that I can. Okay, that was kind of working. Boop, boop. That is a lot of jumps to chain together, though. Oh dear. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, but up and to the right. Yeah, have to cling sometimes, yes. Oh, when the button's stuck down, but you can still register. Yep, just gotta crush it in. That's what I was missing. Boop. Yeah. Well, no, it's don't cling if you're on the same. If the jump is on the same side, that's when. Oh no, right, because we're yes, doi, yes. Or you have one hand on controller and the other on keyboard. Maybe, but I don't. I think that would probably be worse, but that is a possibility. Whenever I put earbuds in your ears and into your laptop, they sometimes electrocute your ears, so I don't wear them anymore. Why do... That is strange. Like, they give a tingling feeling, or... Hey, welcome in, Essie. How goes? You sent in Discord? Oh dear. Well, we will check when we go on our break. Boop. They literally just hurt? Aw. Like... But it's not like physical pain of, oh hey, my ears are sore, because I have met friends who have very small ears, and there are custom headphones that work better for that. It be going great, yay, fantastic. Making the default jump key. See, I don't know. Self-learned how to connect the headphones. Hey, nice. Bah. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Oh man, you know, one of my grumpiest takes for a while was like hating the move to wireless headphones. And to be clear, I am still pissed off that the option has been removed from a lot of recent phones, because I would like to still have the option to use my headphone jack. And thank you, Robert, for the hydrate. But I have actually been having a great time with wireless headphones and have used them for more than just my phone, because it's kind of nice to not be like physically tethered to the device I'm listening to stuff on, and I think it has actually like genuinely improved my life. But I'm still annoyed that they took away the headphone jack. Yeah, sometimes they're broken, I need to use cheap ones in the meantime. As I will say, my first pair of wireless headphones is actually still functional, which I find very impressive. Boop, 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 boop. So, I guess we can go up and to the left. There, it just feels a little weird. Why is there a manga where Chi and you go to school? What? I was unaware of this. Headphone jack? Is that the inventor of the headphone? Yes, 100%. No, so they literally electrocute the inside of your ear. They give you a shock. Weird. I don't know. Yes, I hate forced obsolescence. What? Oh, darn. Even if the new product is good, let me use the old one. Exactly. Well, you can get like adapters so that like you can, I think I've seen things so that basically you can put an adapter into the charging port, because those are typically USB-C now, but it's like, that's, no. Also known as John headphone, yes. I bought a bit, for me, expensive but good headphones that, but didn't think the few extra euros were worth it to get the noise cancelling and your overstimulated self regrets it. Ah, no. Yeah, the number of times where I have gotten the slightly cheaper thing, and kind of regretted it, is quite a lot. Oh my god. That said, I think there is absolutely something to be said for, like, buy the terrible crappy thing first, learn how you like it, what you do and do not like, and then invest in the good one with the extra knowledge under your... Oh, but we need the dash. Okay. Okay. Like, you know, invest in that once you've gotten a little bit under your belt. But yeah, the number of times where I've like had to jump straight to buying the expensive thing, or even after that research, like there was something I missed, and it's like, oh, like great example. If you're buying some sort of camera so that you can catch license plates of things going by because there are people that are being quite terrible to you, spring for the wireless option so that when you're dealing with harassment, you're not having to go run out and deal. You can just upload them immediately. But no, buy our new crap so that we can sell you the same product forever for no reason. Yeah! I did see that, yes, which is quite funny how few pixels there are there. Boop. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, no dash, but grab on 5. Need that dash up then. Yeah, this bit is pain. Buying bad stuff helps you learn what fancy stuff actually matters. Exactly. Keyboard issue. A little bit. Also a me issue. There is skill issue here. And buy the noise canceling because I thought my dad would hate it if I couldn't hear him when listening to music, but I can just tell him I'm listening to music so I won't hear him. Well, what I typically do, I don't know if this is like normal. I think it is, but I basically never have 2 headphones in. I always just use one, like even when they were wired. Like while I stream, I use over-the-head headphones with a mic. I keep the mic side, which is on my left, on my ear. That's how I'm hearing things, and the mic is close to my mouth. The right side I have behind my ear so that if, I don't know, I start hearing moaning, grumbling sounds from The Walking Dead, I can go, hey, there's a zombie apocalypse about to happen. Thank y'all. This has been great, but I've gotta go bash in some heads. You know, normal stuff. Right, can't use the dash there. You bite that and it crunches. Also, your headphones only has good bass when I put the music super hard. It hurts your ears, but the bass is good. Fair. Driving a bottom trim car in the frozen north a few years helps you learn that heated seats will make a difference, but shiny rims will look just as bad as everything else when they're baked with rock. Yep. That seems quite fair. Alright. Enjoy. Refraining from making a joke about, oh wait, no, why was I grabbing there? Refraining from making a joke about, hey, we should do chapter 2, but crash. I mean, we all gotta, why not? I will say, my favorite classics for if someone says, oh, you know, I gotta go use the restroom. Have fun, make friends, don't fall in. The classic trio. Boop. Speaking of Ishii, she is the teacher. Make friends, yeah. I mean, always hope that you make friends. Oh man. So it's 5, grab, jump, no grab, jump, grab, jump. Ugh. Don't fall in? I mean, do you want someone to fall in? To a toilet? I mean, come on. Take one for me if there's extras. I had not heard that one. That's really good. That's a new one for me. Take one for me if there's extra. Gonna keep that in mind. Thank you, Corker. With who? I don't know, it doesn't matter. I just hope you make friends. Boop. Go on the one without the spikes. I'm trying. My condolences. Hey man, I just gotta go take a quick leak. My condolences. Okay. Yeah, have fun is classic. Call it buy when you flush. Now, hold up. Focusing. Focus on. No, I needed to do one more jump. I could have done it. That was so close. I'm so sorry. Terrible idea, but I remember. I know. But terrible idea. And I apologize. I went before you. Oh, that's just ominous. No! Ah! Like that's the conclusion of the learning phase of this room. Yep, now it's the can I actually do it part. Boop. But no, as I remember as a kid, we got a lot of, actually, I don't know if it was like school classes, but we got a lot of classes on like, or not, I don't know if it was classes. At least little baby Johann was taught an awful lot about the ecology of waste systems. I don't know why. And I remember when I was a kid, like thinking about where things went and like how it's interacting with the ocean and water sewage treatment and all of those things. I'm for some reason saying, tell it by when you flush. I'm just picturing an app where you get, it's some small thing along the lines of like one of the Apple AirTags. And then it's an app that allows you to like track the journey as it goes. So you can learn more about your local waste treatment process. I'm still trying to come up with a good name for it that is like sufficiently terrible, but the thing is, like, you wouldn't want to do that a whole bunch, but like doing that once could be fun. Like, I don't know. Despite hearing a lot about it, I don't. Duke bye. Oh, but like I don't know. I don't know what treats my waist, so it could be fun. Wait, sorry. Fact, 7B won't be as long as 7A as we don't have 50 berries to get stuck on. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, don't underestimate me. Do not underestimate how terribly this can go. Boop, boop, boop. Pew, back. That's fantastic. Oh, right. Oh, another classic one while we've already broached the terrible topic. One of my favorite, one of my favorite bits of restroom humor. You guys know the best nation in the world? Because hands down, it's urination. Crash. If that's not patriotic, I don't know what is. Boop, boop, boop. Nope. Man, I keep wanting to go across. No, it's Uranus. Hold up. Boop. Bam, bam. All good. Recently, I've been hearing people trying to convince me that, or just people in general, that it's pronounced as Uranus, which I've not looked into deeply, but I have a sneaking suspicion that's one of those that may be correct in certain, like, in certain forms of it, but it's not necessarily a, this is what's correct. Yes, go forth, have fun, make friends, don't fall in. Like Kalis? Huh. Be in that globe room in Lingo Level 2, Nation Blue Top. Yes! Oh, there we go. We figured out an addendum to that map. Boop. Bam. Okay. Nope, don't grab there. Maybe theme gray blue top. Yep, so modify by adding phoneme. Man, see, I think I just need to grab. I just at that point accept that I'm grabbing because it seemed like that was okay stamina-wise, and I'm taking too long to think about whether or not I should release that. It's probably not. It's probably using more stamina, so either I need to get better or it's good enough. Oh, true, it is about cities. They could unlock on the bottom floor being complete. Ah, yes. So that it's specifically the theme of the bottom floor. Boop. Oh, also, I just grabbing there. I do need to make a slight edit to the stream schedule. Sounds like while Loomery was not able to make it last Wednesday, sounds like he'll be able to make it this Wednesday, so knock on wood, we should have another Lingo Wednesday. Jumping away from a grab doesn't consume any stamina, and the stamina from holding is pretty minuscule. Yeah. Well, I thought that jumping away from a grab was more stamina intensive, but maybe I'm wrong. Boop. Making Slugcon art? Nice! Is it just 2 yellow eyes in the middle of a black page that has perhaps the vague outline of pipes? There we go! Oh, it's not stamina intensive. Good. Whew! That was frustrating. 2 out of 7 done. Wahoo! Oh, that's right. We can hold jump? No, we hold dash? What's the thing? I remember there's a thing with these. Oh, it's jump right at the end. There we go. Jumping away from the wall is the same whether you're grabbing or not. Climbing, jumping up on the wall is the stamina-intensive one. I see. Press jump as soon as you exit the dream block. That's what it is. Yes. No! Come with me, and you'll see a world of sadventure. We've got this. Eventually. No. If I'm not as much of a coward. No cowardice here. Okay. 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 This is doable. This is imminently doable. Or is it eminently doable? I guess imminently works here, but I don't think that's the phrase I'm going for. Oh, right! Grab the wall! A whole 0.28 of the chapter done. Woohoo! No, I was gonna try and neutral jump, but I don't think that'll work. One of your biggest and only complaints about this game. It uses stamina as a gameplay mechanic, but it's never tutorialized very well. I think that's fair. Or at the very least, I think there are some places where it does give you some good stuff for you are going to figure this out or bad things will happen. So good teaching, but I do like, I guess you could tutorialize which things do take more stamina and which don't, but I don't know. I'm also someone who just likes to have a really nice straight-up explanation. Actually, good art. Fair enough. Not a polar bear in a snowstorm. I thought that stamina was used whenever you jumped out of a dash. Oh, interesting. So, wait. Oh, is this, like, perfect jump timing? Or can we... out of a wall cling. Ah. Okay, so that recharges our dash. So if we can do this. But we need to go down. So higher up. Yep, that's 2 dashes. There's a way. I mean, obviously there's a way, but... Oh, or can we, like, drop it short on the other side? What if we start pressing back? Boop, boop. Come on, Madeline. Clicks teeth in annoyance. All right. Dash up, dash into the next stream block? I guess, but we kind of have to dash down, don't we? Hey, welcome in, Diamond. Yeah, we've got like another 40-ish minutes. how it goes. But yeah, no, using a oh, we dash up here, right, because that, okay, that's how we disrupt it. Thank you. Because yeah, so had the right concept, just was forgetting the tools we had. Boop. How very Johan. If only we could do this thing! Well, you can do that thing. Oh. And maybe a dash down, it looks like. Oop. Oop. Oop, that was to the back. Zelexer actually became good. Insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. I guess these are kind of like a weird permeable membrane, so maybe we are insane in the membrane. For the first dream block, go onto the spring, dash right up through the dream block, then up. But that's what happens when we dash. Oh, but. Oh, I see. I suppose that is more efficient. Yeah, apparently, which, like, that's awesome. Oh. Oh. So this, we just need to be thinking about it in right angles. Hoo boy. Wasn't there a strawberry like that that absolutely mucked me up? Oh no. Yeah, that last one. So we need to figure, I guess, up and to the right? Better than wrong angles, but dump crash. Oh, right, dream jump. Blah. Look, they've got us doing so many of not those. I can't be expected to remember a mechanic that we dealt with literally seconds ago. Like, funnily enough, I guess technically speaking everything is seconds ago, because I was going to correct myself too. Oh, I guess it was minutes, in fairness to me, but also, minutes are a number of seconds. Boop. 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 Brah. Boop. 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 Blah. Boop. 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 Bum. 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 Not remembering to, well, not getting my finger to do the thing quickly enough. Guess we were making last tours now. Heyo. Boop, 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 boop. Bow, 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 bow. More when the 8th level is finished, so hey, sick. Bum, 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 bum. Worker at the first tour factory. Whoa. Whoa. Ah! Why can I not press the button? Bop, 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 bop. Girls' first tour, Chi and Yu origin story. That'll be fun. I mean, we get like a little flashback of that, right? Bum, 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 bum. I mean. Oh, okay, we did that. Thing is, Nobo, it is their last and also perhaps their first tour, if it's their only tour. And cling on to the 4th block to orient yourself. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, no, you're very true. It feels like I'm going to fall, but it looks like I can probably manage that. We are not speedrunners. Whoa! Oh, that's super fast, but we just need to go straight up afterwards, isn't that it? Okay. So it's just like these blocks, but we're adding an extra difficult thing. Boop, 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 boop. Too close to the spikes. Bump, 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 bump. Too close to different spikes. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. Okay. Straight up. Straight up, Johan. Bump, bump. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, bump. Skullmonga is adding lore to the other humans besides Jinyu. Aw. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. That was off my little beat. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yes, indeed. G-plane failed because structural integrity was forgotten. Aw. Yeah, welcome in, Tesla. We are on the struggle bus. Bum, bum, blah. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. But it did not grab. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not the samurai. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Uh-oh. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. It helps me with remembering when to press the buttons, but not how to press the buttons. Bum, 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 bum. Whoa, too far. Bum, 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 bum. Oh no, okay. My rhythm got off. Bo, 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 bo. So it's kind of a sweet spot. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. No! You were so very brave. Glad, glad. There's a spider on the ceiling. Oh no! That is never pleasant when you are at your most vulnerable. Egads! The spider. They can be cute, but my general policy on the insects... Wait. My general policy is if I am in my own home, I will escort them out. If I am in a room where it is natural for me to have my pants down, I do not want an insect in there with me. I will still strive to reach a détente so that I may later escort them out. But there's a certain sacred bond that I feel is broken in those cases. And this thing where if I just let Spider be, Spider will crawl into your bed. Aw. Well, I try to escort them out. But there are some times where if I am not in a position to escort them out, they will, on very rare occasion, be squished, because I always feel really bad squishing. personal thing where I have to kill it, so for a second I was happy to be brave and killed it, but right after it was like, aw, poor thing. Yeah. I'm proud of you for being brave, even if we have different conclusions on how to handle the situation. I'm sorry that you were hit with regret afterwards. But good on you for facing your fear. Or being less friendly to the inside spiders after one of them decided to build a web inside your water heater and it cost you a $500 repair bill? Yeah, I think that's reasonable. At that point, there's been the fiscal remuneration is required that they are unable to provide. Can we send the spiders to a little debtor's prison? Can we make Oliver twist? Almost named it. Dear God. You crawl up so sad. Aw. Ah. But, man, yeah, no, I'm picturing a little spider remake of Oliver Twist after they've been sent to debtor's prison, so that they can repay the water heater repair bill. That's insane, though. Whoop. There we go. Last spider I killed was a jumping spider that was skulking around the desk. I felt something on your leg, nudged into the desk, brushed my hand over. It was already a smear before I remembered it was the jumper. Aww. Yep, the accidental, oh, what's that? Oh! Well, I guess that ship has sailed. No, see, I tried to escort them out. I feel bad. I'm still bad at it because I get so anxious about hurting them that I sometimes end up hurting them because I'm shaking too much or I get, like, jumpy with it. Which, it's something I'm still working on, because, like, typically I can just grab a cup and a piece of paper and show them outside, and it's fine. It's just sometimes. There were two of them, which I've got very curly hair that I have not taken good care of for a very long time. I've been working on it. I'm trying to get it better. It's quite long. I would say it's... God, I don't even know how long it is. But it's quite long. And occasionally it gets knotted, and I sometimes pull those off, and it leaves little hair balls, like knots of hair around the house, which I tried to pick up, because that's disgusting and I don't want to inflict that on people. There was one time that I thought it was a hairball. It was not a hairball. It was just a very big spider, which I discovered as soon as my finger touched it. There were two of those spiders. They were both quite large. Both did end up getting escorted, but there was one I felt bad because I think I might have gotten its leg, but it sucks. I really do not want to hurt the things, but I usually, because I don't want to hurt them, but I also need them out, that I often end up hurting them. So it's like I'm trying to get better, trying to be brave and confident. If it's invading your space, that's understandable. Large wolf spiders are when it becomes do I want to try and catch you? Yeah, no, it's like, I think that you could show up in The Lord of the Rings and spawn an entire line of giant spiders. Made a little prison for the spiders I caught so I could try and erase your fear, so I put two spiders of the same kind together with some dead flies because I'm a good parent. The bigger spider ate the other spider and the flies. It was the whole... Yep, spiders do often engage in cannibalism. We only get tiny jumpers here, but they're still cute to watch hunt around. Yeah, no, like, I do have a spider that's in my restroom, but it's because it lives on the windowsill, right under where I've got a fan, because when I say that I do, like, a 2-week quarantine if there's any potential for COVID exposure, my trunk of the house becomes a negative pressure seal. So there's a fan that is always open to the outside world there. And bugs sometimes come in the other way, and this spider helps deal with those. It's great, it's awesome, and it doesn't leave there. So, like, we've got a little understanding, and it's kind of cute to see it. Its web is so messed up, though. I had a wolf spider in your mailbox for a little while this summer, but unfortunately I think the mailman might have not been friendly to her. Aww. We're reminiscing. Once went downstairs and always put your hand on a wall. I didn't know there was fire. It felt so... Oh, yeah, no. The Hulk named him Hank. The other he ate was named Shawarma. Loose outside. It was huge. Yeah, I guess we're chatting. We can take a moment to look at the Discord. We've got some art and such. Like wolf spiders, they're chill. I mean, they're statistically the most dangerous spider in the state I live in, but that doesn't matter if you don't get bitten in the first place. Fair play. got, they're saying, you know, it's like, they're awesome. breaking the fourth wall, oh dear. Weekend tours? Cute! That's adorable. Oh. Is that like, that feels very Undertale-esque, but Battlein? Interesting. And then art. Oh my god! That's super cute, Robert. I like how you shaded the eyes, because it gives the slight impression, just the ever so slight impression of, like, just the very light shading on the bottom makes it look like it's the smile, like when I'm doing the okay hand that Pug did. That's super awesome. Very good detail. First Slughorn, I think this is first Slughorn fan art. Awesome. Images is spoilered by default. But yeah, thank you, Robert. Super cute. Babacord is a place. Okay. Oh, okay. Win! Oh dear god. Dun dun dun. Arachnophobia? Yes. Like wolves. Oh yeah. Also, their venom isn't strong enough to do any real damage to a human. The risk is actually of infection, not the bite itself. Fair enough. Glad you don't have venomous spiders here yet, I think. How do you feel about a 17 top panel chain with 17 different speech impairments, accents with no mid-steps? That sounds miserable. Why doesn't it? Oh dear. Oh, why doesn't this work? Ah, I see. Bum bum bum. You know, I thought I heard a cat questioningly purring, but I don't own a cat? Ah! The cat distribution system. Thankfully, the answer is just the name for that. Ah. Oh. No! Okay. But I think I kind of see how this works. Kinda. If I'm not goofy about it. Boop. Nope, too far. Don't have so many stray cats, fortunately. Fair, fair. Hydrate, thank you. No, I don't want to be in the Verkoden Mineyard. Huh? Okay, there we go. Bum, bum, bum. No! Bum, bum. Ba-da-ba. No. See, now I'm getting too nervous, but I think we just need to like do an up dash at the correct time just to be good. I mean, if you're happy, wouldn't you also have more time? Because then there's not as much of a concern. I mean, if you're happy with how the life is. Boop, boop. If you're happy with how your life is in the Johan lore, then you've got plenty of time to make friends, because, I mean, who knows? You're not going to have to, like, worry about figuring things out. Gosh forbid. Gosh forbid, probably. Whereas, if you aren't happy, then you've got to do all of this work, and that's less Johan time, right? Pop. 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 Where's the third option that says only gaming? Well, if it was only gaming, I don't think Johan would have appeared, but they have. More Girls Last Tour content? Wait, what? Oh, bruh. This is a lot of fine-tuned dashing. And like, the hole would not be so bad if I didn't feel I needed to grab onto a side of it. Which is fantastic, Ollie. One day, I may have a similar thing. I'm happy it's already happening for you. I hope it goes well. Funny comic series was made, apparently. Ooh. You will? Statistically. I just need to actually, like, be in more situations where that's a possibility. Yeah. Which, like, I have accepted, currently, is not something I'm really in. But I'm now taking steps to try and, like, be in a place where, like, I can do stuff. Crazy. Nope. I didn't do the dating app. Wouldn't find anyone? Yeah. Dating apps, I've looked at dating apps. I am somewhat cursed with the understanding of how they're monetized, which makes me go, nah. You dash upright? Maybe? Maybe. Drop more so that it works. Whoop. Ah. Also, I do think, and this is, you know, this is a combination of hearing a lot of, no. I'm guessing you did not mean there. I have heard that generally speaking, people of the male persuasion tend to have a lot more difficulty on those. Not saying that is by any— oh, damn it. But hey, that's further. Not saying it is by any stretch of the imagination easy for gals, especially gals looking for other gals, on a dating app. But they tend to be— their monetization model tends to be to have far more men than women to create scarcity, and then intentionally trying to— if they are doing psychological profiling, it tends to be so that they can try to promote matches that are less likely to result in anything long-term so that they can keep milking you for money. But yeah, no, that's 100% women looking for women. I've also heard is quite difficult. I am happy. I've got a friend that I may end up in a position to room with, who is a lot more familiar with like bar scenes and whatnot. And while I'm not big on drinking, like a little bit of social drinking might be fine, and that is kind of like one of those places that people go. So may get to check that out. Yeah, dating apps are a business and they're designed to make money, not to make matches. Yep. Well, they're designed to make matches, just not necessarily— They're designed for you to meet people, but not necessarily people that will be a long-term thing. Is my understanding. But yes, no, I do know that Tinder also has a lot of stuff, at the very least, where it intentionally tries to spoon-feed you matches at, like, a very terrible rate. You get it, yeah, scrape against the ceiling so you hit a corner. At 16 likes over half a year of Tinder with women. Whoop! Moments? See, I need to not be using the dashes as much, because a lot of times I think it takes at least 2. But also men got 99 plus likes in one day by men. Don't really know how to interpret that. The answer is there's a disproportionate amount of men on that app, and the general strategy that I have heard is swipe on as many people as you can, because it— and just basically use the talking to actually filter stuff out. The dating app match results in a long-term relationship. That app loses a user. If it's too good, it'll suffer from its own success. Yep. I feel like you have to drink when you're in a drinking space. Water and fruit juice is just as yummy, if not yummier. This is fair. Now, I'm, at least when it comes to drinking, I'm someone— I enjoy, like, knowing about how it's made a lot more than actually, like, drinking it. Done a little bit of homebrewing, and, like, the history of it is fascinating. I would love to figure out— I know laws about, like, doing distilled stuff tend to be a little more stringent, since that also carries a lot more dangers, by and large. But I would love at some point to see if I could figure out how to set up a legal still. Oh, yo, we just barely clipped the corner of that. That was fun. Only one male match of all of those, like, so weird, swiped a lot. Damn. Boop. Boop. Yeah. No, it's, I think, generally speaking, I would not choose to go out and spend my evening at a bar, even just, like, as a social thing. But, so, there's part of me that goes, is that a good place for me to meet people that will probably, like, vibe with me? At the same time, like, that's not, you know, I suspect that there will be a number of people in a similar position to me where it's like, I am doing this because I know that I need to find ways to socialize more. Gender ratio on dating apps is nuts. I heard someone say it was about 16-to-1 male to female. No idea if that's accurate, but anecdotes support it. Yeah, I don't know anything about like specific ratio, but yeah, that my understanding is that it is very, very heavily male skewed. Never drink in a drinking spaces. I can't drink with your medicine, but I also don't enjoy it all the time. People always look weird, but I also just really like cola. No, and that's totally legit. Like, yeah, baseline. Because I'm trying to think. I think I have done social drinking twice, maybe 3 times in my life. And even then, that was with close friends in like one of their homes type thing. I'm not big on it. I've been in spaces where people were drinking. Where people were drinking socially, and it's just like, yeah, I'm not feeling like altering my mental state right now. And most of them were chill with it. But I know that there are definitely some folks that can get very weird about it and very pushy. Where am I in Rain World right now? We just made it to Sky Islands. It's legit, but people don't understand why I'm not drinking as people of your age do it so much. Yeah, no, and that's... Yeah. I have definitely met people that think that you cannot have fun if you aren't drinking, and try to push that on people, and I would be fascinated to get an actual look inside their brain. But I suspect it has something to do with that strong urge that people have to be able to blend in, so if they want to drink or have a hard time having fun if they aren't drinking, they kind of need other people to be doing the same so that they can feel okay about it. A lot of places have good non-alcoholic mocktails now, but maybe that's the effect of living in a fairly preppy city. Also possible. I mean, genuinely, like, the biggest reason for me of, like, why I don't go... many reasons we've already discussed of why I don't do that right now, but, like, why, even if I didn't have, like, medical concerns, it's because I'm not really someone who tends to... Right, don't dash there. I don't tend to spend, like, a lot of money on myself. And just the concept of going out someplace to go pay exorbitant fees for things that I would rather enjoy in the comfort of my home with close friends is painful to me. But I also understand in that case I'm paying for the value. It's an entry ticket, whatever I'm paying for, whether it's a mocktail or a cocktail or whatever. I am paying for an entry ticket to basically a common socialization area. But it still kills me. I don't even like go out to eat at restaurants a whole lot. Might see more SlugCon art? I see. Exciting. So I'm actually not super fun on parties, but that's not because I'm not drinking, it's because I prefer a more quiet setting, get overwhelmed fast, and don't like to pretend to like being in a setting with nobody that I know. Exactly. It's funny because I've definitely enjoyed, like, saying yes to, like, very weird events. Particularly, onto the right wall. Particularly in college, like, just saying yes to people saying, like, oh, do you want to go do X thing, led to some awesome, interesting situations with people that were functionally strangers, but there was still, like, at least some element of common bond, or I'd, like, seen them in a class before. Like, I don't think I ever went to, like, a party at school, and it was, like, because I don't know most of those people. Social people watching is fun? Yes. That is, one of my favorite things is catching, like, a super early flight. Because early morning airports and, like, watching people trickle in, especially if you're there for, like, a few hours before your flight, because, I don't know, you're a bit of a nervous flyer. Haha, couldn't be me. I don't dash there, Johan. But I love that, because, yeah, you get to see some fascinating stuff, and despite being a relatively socially anxious person, I sometimes am... It's so reactive for me, it's so natural for me to dash there to try and get my bearings, and that's just not correct. There was someone with, like, a unicorn trophy at one point, and I'm like, I have to ask about this, so I went up and asked, and I forget the exact, I think it was some sort of, like, spelling bee type competition, But it's like, I love just sometimes asking about the things that I'm wondering about, and sometimes you get really good answers. It used to be more fun. I used to be a child. Now that I'm older, I like staying at home or doing something that doesn't require all my energy. What a crazy concept. Like, wow, it's almost like you figured out more of what you enjoy and are comfortable with that. Crazy. Boop. I like staying at home. Same. Like, I mean, again, part of that was some of, like, my living situation, but yeah, by and large, I had books and games at home. Yeah, I was always this boring. I was born in the boring. You simply trained yourself into it. Your dad hates that I like being at home, but what does it matter then? What he thinks. Yeah, it's like, I would like to get back to a point where I am able to go out more, because I'm not, like, the most social person. But I'm obviously social enough to stream. You know, I enjoy, I've often, I mean, the concept of, like, introvert, extrovert has a lot of problems when you look at it from a psychological perspective, but it's also useful for, like, self-description, so, bleh, whatever. But when people ask me, like, oh, are you an extrovert or an introvert, my typical answer is ambivert. Because I'm very weird, I guess, in that I don't have a good rule of thumb, for, like, oh, is this going to be a good social situation for me or not? Because it's so situational, which I suspect is the case for most people, but, I mean, ayo, yes, Ollie. So at least for 2 people, but, like, I suspect, as with most things, I suspect with that, as with most things, you know, there's not a hard and fast rule, because people are complicated, lots of moving parts. But a lot of people feel very comfortable labeling themselves extrovert or introvert, and it's like, I'm me. And there's some days where I have no social battery, but for certain people, they will always recharge it. Or maybe it's a day where they won't recharge it, but I can still, like, they drain the battery less, and it can vary from day to day, and it's I'm not always down for a party, but I'm also not always down for sitting around alone, and I don't have a great handle on the pattern of introverters. Actually, socialization is fine when controlled or expected. Yep. New advert, yes. I like being in extrovert situations, but I don't like doing extrovert things. It's a terrible way to be. Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, I love being in these really interesting situations with a lot of neat people, but also actually doing the people thing? Dear God. Thank you. Yes, on Fluidvert. Much appreciated. Oh dear. I drank that a little overzealously. Just a little spill. It's fine. I just look like an absolute slob. I recharge with my best friend because there's no energy needed to socialize. We just be. And we love just chilling instead of going out. We mostly sit in bed and watch funny videos. Super fair. Yawn made an inkblot. Ayo. Oh yeah, and that's, I found there are a couple of people that are just, like, consistently, well, people that I guess the people, I think one of the big things there is, like, the people that you have weathered enough storms with that it's just like, I do not need to have any level of pretense. Whew, there we go. Pretense around you. Oh, god damn it. Because I forgot to reset it. I set up the challenges today, I forgot. So they still get uploaded to YouTube. It's because the Rhythm Doctor ones I need to have those be unarchived. Because they are not okay from copyright, quite possibly. I think they're good, from what I can tell, but I still cannot find a firm answer about them, so unarchived is for safety. But then I keep forgetting to turn that back on. Oh right, we do the dream jump. Doi. Like, why can't I get enough distance? Because you're not using all the leverage you can. Oh, started too low down. But yeah, no, it's like there are certain people where it's just like there's no requirement to keep anything hidden nor secret from you. I do not require any extra energy. There's not any part of me that you have not already seen that I need to be worried about. No mask is required. A lot of people have uploaded and should be fine. Yes, but there's also a lot of survivorship bias, Nobo, because lots of people have uploaded Geometry Dash and been fine. There's also a lot of people who haven't when you go digging for it, because some of the tracks aren't, and stuff gets enforced inconsistently. Unless I have an answer in hand about it, I really don't like risking it too much. When it's just like background in a game, typically speaking, those are fine. But even sometimes you get stuff like Undertale, which freaked me the hell out early on. But the answer there is that it's fine to use, you just need to basically file an appeal every time. Need more no mask required friends? I have like 2 halves of those. Yeah, and that's, you know, different friends for different things. But yeah, no, having 1 or 2 folks where it's just like, this is all fine. Or what I typically find is I still feel anxious, like I need to be doing stuff. But there are also people that like fully understand that I'm anxious and can tell me, no, you're being a huge effing idiot. Do not worry about it. Having people that you can just trust enough to talk to and work stuff through, I think, is the big thing. Never really fought with your best friend. We're just adult and considerate enough. Well, that's why it's hard for me to understand that healthy relationships are supposed to have some fights. Well, yeah, it's funny because my healthiest relationships tend to be ones where we've had some pretty big problems. But what's awesome is that we've survived those, and now we know that we can deal with that. Like, there's not... I know there's a lot of people who are afraid of conflict. I've never been super afraid of interpersonal conflict. It's funny because, like, I am a socially anxious person, but not about a lot of the things other people I know who are socially anxious tend to get anxious about. Yeah, like, I've never had a massive issue with, like, interpersonal conflict, but I have a lot of friends who do and have different coping mechanisms. And I will say, if you're someone who gets very anxious from a lack of input, and then you are dealing with someone who is afraid of conflict and tends to retreat from it, so that you have a problem, and your strategy is to try to resolve it, and their strategy is to run away until they're in a better place and then resolve it, and you interpret lack of input as the end of the world, it's a bad mix. That person is one of my absolute closest ride or die friends because we were able to figure that out, and we know it a lot better, and we've both figured out I've gotten a lot more secure, at least in that relationship, and it's been able to transfer over to other ones. Of being able to go, just because someone isn't responding doesn't mean it's because of me, even if it was something where, like, we just had a fight. They have gotten a lot better about being a little more responsive, even if it's not something directly about whatever was happening and resolving it, just saying, I'm still alive, we're still chill-ish. We can talk about this when we've got time to talk about this and when I'm in a spot to. Besties with your friend for over 16 years, never called each other bad names or anything. We talk things out if we don't agree about something, that's fine. Well, yeah, and, like, that's still a certain amount of conflict. I mean, like, to be clear, like, it's not that my friend and I have never called each other bad names, it's just that is one of their terms of endearment, which I have then also picked up. So... there's never been, like, nastiness in bad faith. Yeah, but some problems and discussions aren't fights. Some people, like, scream and be mean and couldn't... Oh, okay, so if that's your qualification for it, yeah, no. But, like, that, yes, you can have interactions, you can have relationships where, like, that's not, it doesn't get to, like, bad mechanisms, right? But most people have at least some amount of bad coping or interpersonal mechanisms, and so, well, if you can work around those and both parties are, like, willing to work on it? Boop. Yeah, being mean in heated conflict is a fight too. Okay, yeah. Because, like, no, like, a lot of the fights are things where it's just like, oh, someone really overstepped boundaries and didn't realize it, or did realize it and was just in a very bad headspace. And... I needed to jump there. And it's just typically a, yo, you done effed up. Think about it a bit. Talk to me when you thought about it, and we will work through this. Or if we can't, we can't. But we probably can. Darn it. Very real with you. If you say something odd, I'd be like, oh right, sorry. Yep. Yep. Yeah, huge recommendation. If it is something that you are willing to do for another person, ask if they're willing to do for you. If I am angry with someone, I will inform them, with no guessing involved, hey, I'm upset. I respect you enough that I think you deserve that you deserve to be made aware of this fact, and I would hope for the same respect in return. Hey, welcome in, Sigma. Yes, indeed. Yes, Han. We're talking about, I guess it's technically relationship advice, just sort of the, like, generic, all forms of interacting with folks. Glad to hang out here again. Yay. Super fun. Yeah, we're almost done with our 7B work for today. Probably when we finish this room, we'll switch on over to some Rain World and see how the Sky Islands are going. Super fair and adulty. Huzzah, adulty. But no, that has been, I think, one of the best things for interpersonal relationships I've had, is just like, ground rule, we can express to each other if something has gone wrong. Adult-like, is that the word? I mature, I think, but yeah, I like adulty. I think that gets used reasonably well. Me and my roommate are complete opposites, and it's amazing. I'm reserved, she's expressive. I shut down, and she'll tell you what's during conflict. Definitely helps you. Yeah, no, and that's pretty much it. I'm the type of person who will inform people, like during the conflict, like, this is where I'm at. And one of my closest friends is someone who will inform you, but takes a lot of time to reflect and manage themselves. But yeah, interacting with and figuring out how to handle someone who is so different to me in how they communicate, because also it's something where it's funny, I'm totally willing to articulate what I think is wrong with the situation. I'm really bad at emotional introspection, because for a while there, I was very suppressive of my emotions, and I still tend to process them very slowly. So, you know, it's interesting, but yeah, no, being able to sort of see your stuff in stark contrast, or what's also sometimes really good is having another friend who is very similar to you, and being able to help sort of like body double or coach them through some of their issues, because it's a lot easier to see your problems reflected in someone else. Why do people draw slug cats with human legs on the side of their body instead of just normal legs? I don't know. I don't think I've seen that. Yeah. You and the bestie are both very silent, but I'll just cry and then tell if something is bothering you. Nice. I mean, yeah, if it works, it works. Communication, important in relationships, at work, flying a plane, pretty much everything. Yeah, it's almost like one of the greatest advantages that humans have over other creatures is not just opposable thumbs, though those are very good. It's also the ability to talk and articulate complicated concepts. Watching plane accident videos, and it seems to be a very real pattern with things going wrong when communication breaks down. That sounds about right. I have not watched a lot of those, but I'm like, what? I guess I don't know exactly which communication, but I can see if like pilot and co-pilot aren't communicating well, if they're having issues like properly communicating stuff to ground control. Or I guess it's not ground control, but air traffic control. There we go. I can see how that would indeed go wrong very quickly. I know, like, I have spent a lot of time with, like, emergency operator videos, And I don't know if it's so much things going wrong with a lack of communication, but there's a reason why the script functions the way it does, because there are some aspects of how we would naturally want to communicate in a crisis that don't work quite so well for making sure someone can get to you. One thing I still need to work on is being able to express your feelings that might hurt the other person's feelings. For example, my best friend has eczema, and her scratching her head triggers me a lot. Sound, couldn't tell her because I don't want to hurt her feelings. Well, yeah, but a lot of that, at least in my experience, it's taking it from a compassionate standpoint of, hey, I understand that this is something that may hurt you, this may be something that's difficult, but this is something that it's causing an issue for me. I am not saying like, wow, you evil person, stop doing this, but this is causing a legitimate issue for me. I understand that it's not necessarily something you can control, but if we can sit down and have a chat about what we can do to try and manage it so that we can get to a better spot, or if the answer is there isn't a way to, and I need to figure out how to cope with it. Yeah. 21 and have a lot to learn, as I, again, will not say my particular age, but yeah, there's a lot of learning around that time. Thinking of those cat drawings with, like, buff human legs. Oh god! Nice. But yeah, how you say it is often just as important as what you say. And I'm sometimes really bad with my delivery, but yeah, it's funny, I tend to over-explain things a lot, and that's often been an issue that I'm working on of, like, I would sometimes attempt to demonstrate empathy by attempting to project why I think the person is feeling a certain way. And then it turns out that my more anxious tendencies made me completely misread that and were kind of rude. So still learning. Thinking about Tim as a minion with boobs, ayo. But yeah, like, it turns out, like, at least for me, a number of my friends are people that I have had, like, romantic feelings for. Which, most of the time, I have been 100% aware they are not in a position to reciprocate. Which can often get complicated. So, what typically happens is I say, hey, just a heads up. Not expecting you to do anything with this, but just so things don't get weird, these are some feelings I have. And that's something where if that results in some weirdness, let me know, and let's try and talk it out. I just don't want to, like, have that be something that turns into, like, a weird guessing game and have stuff up. And I think there's only been one friendship where that kinda ended up going poorly, but that's also because that was the one person I've ever dated. But, like, most of the time, that's actually worked out pretty well. Wish you could do that? The thing is, it sucks. Don't get me wrong, especially if those feelings, like, don't go away, but also I value the friendships. Turns out, typically speaking, the people that I'm attracted to are people that I like enough that I would like to be friends with. Funny how that works. So, it's important to me to make sure to prioritize that. Oh, the Meathan lore, I know, right? No, that's, yeah. That may be a small contributing factor to why the sum total of my relationships have lasted 6 days. But yeah. Usually to me, if I convey my feelings and they don't feel the same back, I can just forget it faster. Yeah, but for me, I think there's maybe one person that I have, like, looked at and gone, this is someone who I find attractive and would love to date. Every other one has been one that I have become friends with, really enjoyed the friendship, and gone, I could definitely enjoy something more. Most of the time, they are either of an incompatible sexuality or already in a long-term relationship. So I just have terrible luck. But such is life. Such is life. Just gotta meet more people so that I can remember that those aren't the only people in the world. I had 1 GF in high school and haven't dated since. Ayy. Pretty much same. College for me, but yeah. At least we ended on good terms. They even see her at the store sometimes. Nice. Yeah, unfortunately, mine was a little bit messier because turns out, just because they eh. Long story short, they were someone who had not had a lot of friends and seems to have confused platonic feelings for romantic ones, and then handled it very badly in a way that hurt. So that sucked. And do not speak to them much anymore because it still kind of messes me up. And that is just one of those things where it's like, as much as I enjoyed the friendship, yeah. No, and the thing is, like, I don't blame them that much. Like, I'm trying to allow myself to assign a little more blame rather than just beating myself up about it. Because it's like, yeah, no, I was not the one. I did some stuff that probably didn't help it, but I was not solely responsible for problems. Which, I mean, that's that took a while to just accept that, because my tendency is to beat myself up. Crazy. But, you know, like, they're still a decent person. They were just kind of not in a great place and doing their best to figure stuff out, because we're all kind of confused and muddling along. So, like, you know, no hate to them. Just, meh. Kinda messed me up. Well, the emotions were so simple, like something you could look at the code for. Yes and no, because I remember when I was really young, I used to think that it's like, man, emotions suck. Just like make them simple, give me a handbook. But at the same time, like, the chaos of them is part of what's nice, is that they don't make sense. Okay. There we go. We'll call that for Celeste today. But hey, we finished one section and got through 2 more, so hell yeah. Making progress. Yeah. So we'll take a minute, because I don't want to interrupt the conversation too much. I'm enjoying it, but we'll get switched on over here soon. PG, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yeah, we're making headway. Sometimes being a human being feels like debugging a program you didn't write using only print statements. A bit, yeah. Sometimes you can. People tend not to do that and tend not to accept what they see. Well, and it's... I have started to enjoy the lack of rationality with emotions sometimes. I think, so long as you still can take a moment, as long as you can take a moment to reflect and try and parse them out, I think that's a good thing. But I used to think it's like, just make them straightforward, don't worry about it. But the fact that I can derive joy from walking in the rain, that is terrible from a logic standpoint. I'm subjecting myself to an uncomfortable thing, but I love it. It's one of my favorite things, is walking in just like a light rain, because I love how it changes the world. I love seeing other people passing by who don't enjoy it and walk with their heads down. And then occasionally you see someone else who's walking with their head up because they're also enjoying it. And it's this little sort of world apart that I love. You know, the irrationality of a smell that you haven't smelled in years, bring back the memories of the last time that you encountered that. I don't know, it's... A lot of feelings are very weird, and I think that's lovely about them. They can still suck, absolutely. Rain, like a certain game. Ayo. But yeah, I think the fact that they are kind of a mysterious and messy thing is lovely. Just, yeah, as long as, I guess debugging them, fair enough. I do like debugging. Being able to debug the emotions is important, but it's still something where I wouldn't want it to be a fully easy, I don't want it to be a fully simplified, easy to read code base. Love the rain too, as long as you have a coat. That's fair. It's funny. I don't wear a coat with it, because part of it to me is, weirdly, it's a flex on nature to a certain extent. Because we live in an environment, or at least I do, where I can go for a walk, I can do this thing that is potentially lethal in a survival situation, but I can come back home to my lovely warm house and go take a shower and warm up. I don't know, it's just, that makes it especially cozy to me. Oh, you saw a square! Hell yeah! Nice! Y'all chugging along. That's awesome. Isco hasn't verified the solution yet, but pretty sure it's right. Heyo. Awesome. But yeah, so I guess Johann nugget of wisdom. Just like try to find people where you can just talk it out. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be something where everything goes right. Just people that you can build enough trust with to have a conversation about whatever it is and figure things out and respect each other. Crazy, I know. It's very, very deep there. So, I'm going to take a 3-minute break, refill my water, all of that good stuff. This is a fantastic opportunity for y'all to stand up, stretch, grab some water yourself, grab a snack, all of those good things. Remember to look outside. Maybe it's raining out. Maybe it's got that lovely stuff. But, you know, there's a lovely world outside. It's not just Thinkbop, so take a look out there. If you got meds and now is an appropriate time to take them, this is a great opportunity to, since we'll be locked in for, like, a little bit over an hour on Rain World. And, you know, just take care of yourself. Remember that there's a lovely world out there. If there's something else you need to transition to in your day, also do not hesitate to do so. You are not obligated to stay here, but we enjoy your company nonetheless. So thank y'all. This has been absolutely lovely. Made some good progress in Celeste, had some great conversations, and we'll be back in 3 minutes with a continuation of Rain World in a new area that took us way too much effort to get to. So, back in a bit, but for now, I must bid you adieu. Bye!